What up, y'all? It's the Yungavelle back at it with another video. Back with my best bro Storvo. You heard?
What's going on, fam? How we doing?
And I got baby girl here. So I've been wanting to do this video for a minute. By the way, it's been a minute since I uploaded. It's been crazy since the Lionsgate. He's planning on moving down here. We're just absorbing the energy. I'm showing him around. The energy has been super excellent. And I hope it has been that way for you guys as well. So, with that being said, y'all say what's up to the queen, to the baby girl. She's doing well. And microdosing. So that's a thing that's popped up in the sphere rather recently, in the conscious sphere. And I just wanted to share with you guys, we just wanted to share with you guys our thoughts and some of our experiences with that. So what do you think so far as the benefits and as far as microdosing compared to regular dosing?
Well, first and foremost, let's let people know what our definition of microdosing is. You know, a lot of people think, you know, if I just pick up a stem like this big or whatever, like that's going to be fine, but you should really invest in getting yourself a digital scale and weighing out, for me personally, no more than a 0.2 of a gram, a 0.2. If you're starting to feel like you're tripping, then that's not what it's for.
It's regular dose.
It's clearly just to spark neurogenesis, or the generation of neural pathways in your brain. It just helps your mind expand when you do it correctly, especially in combination with other nootropics and mushrooms like lion's mane. Paul Stamets has a great piece on it online. Feel free to look up Paul Stamets and his amazing world of fungi. The guy knows a lot about his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what he suggested was microdosing at 0.2 of a gram, and then mixing also lion's mane mushroom and niacin, or vitamin B3. And what that does is the vitamin B3 helps push all of the mushrooms throughout all your different capillaries. So not only is it good for your mind, but it's good for your body as well. So some of the benefits that I have personally seen, I just feel like I can articulate my sentences a lot better. I feel like a social confidence as well. When I'm around, I just feel like there's a fog that's lifted, and especially the days following, I feel like I downloaded some sort of universal information. That's the way I can best put it.
It's funny, like a premise of why people enjoy it is because, like Shawnee was just saying, a phenomenon called epigenetic neurogenesis, which is the stimulation and the growth of new neurons, which is huge, because we've been under the premise that after a certain age your brain stops developing, and come to find out that's just not true.
Nope.
When you take certain things and those things stimulate the growing of new neurons, your thought processing, the way that you interact with the world is essentially upgraded. You start becoming sharper, your focus, the clarity that ensues, the creativity that ensues, which is one of my favorite things that I enjoy, is that the creativity seems to open up. Like he said, you have access to certain things, because creativity is something that you can't really claim, you just allow it to flow through you. And when your brain is in a certain pathway, you have easier access to that creative ability. So another thing that I experience is my day is brighter. So basically that means it's easier for me to be in a good state of mind. Like, it's easier for me to be happy. It's easier for me to be grateful. And those states of mind, like, I remember I was going through like a boring experience, like, why am I here? Those thoughts crossed my mind, but I didn't think about them. Like, I didn't harp on them, let my attention grab them. They just came. And I was like, nah, I'd rather just be like, I'm here in service. You know, I'm here in service. And that had a direct effect on my mood. You know, because another benefit of supplementing microdosing mushrooms is that your mood increases.
I was just going to chime in on that. Like, I'm a person that, I wouldn't call it chronic anxiety, but I'm just an anxious person. And a lot of the time I would supplement that feeling with marijuana. And I would be overindulging in the sense that I'd be first thing in the morning, and I'd be anxious if I didn't smoke first thing in the morning, and you know, and I just had a lot of anxiety in my life, especially in this time of my life where I'm moving to a new part of the country and there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think that mushrooms help you embrace the unknown. I feel a lot less anxious. It's also been proven to help with depression for those of you that feel down. You know, it really does stimulate your mind and get you out of a place of overthinking and just flowing.
Yep. And it's funny too because psilocybin is starting to be recognized as a way to treat these things clinically. So it's not just, and I think that's why people are starting to be like, what exactly is so good about psilocybin and mushrooms? You know, again, kudos to Paul Stamets because the work that he's put together in documentaries like Fantastic Fungi and just putting out the host defense supplements, he's really showed people that it's not just psilocybin, but it's mushrooms in general that have the capacity to essentially upgrade humanity, you know, upgrade people, upgrade your experience and your quality of life. And the best thing about it is that it's natural.
Yeah.
It's all natural.
Mycelium, which is the root of all mushrooms, is just as complicated as the brain or the paths in our brain waves. So to be ingesting mycelium on a constant basis is extremely good for you. Extremely good for you.
Yeah, like if you think about it, mushrooms are the part of the ecosystem that breaks stuff down and allows for things to be built up again. And that system of connectivity that they have within themselves is, like he said, it's more than the human brain. You know, we say the same thing about the root systems of the world, you know, the trees and the forest, how their roots are similar to our brain in terms of connectivity and stuff like that. Mycelium are the same way, but even more so, And you know, the largest organism in the world is a mushroom. If you look at it, it's this mushroom that is actually this whole forest. I forget where it is. Have you heard of that? It's like it's a whole bunch of trees. They're not trees. They're just extensions of the fungus and it's a whole forest, and it's actually an organism. So mushrooms are nothing to just like take lightly.
Extremely intelligent organisms.
Yep, and not to say that when you ingest a heavy enough dose of the psilocybin mushrooms, you will have a profound experience that will change you fundamentally as a person. That's not your average organism. You know, there's a functionality like an evolutionary component that can be accessed here, you know, on a regular. Like your self-development can be increased tenfold by your own doing, and you know, I think that's something very special. You know, it's not something horrible. It's not something to be afraid of. It's something that people should look more into seriously, and people are looking more into it seriously. So
it's like a similar conversation I have with people with CBD. You know, like full spectrum CBD has just a little bit of THC. You're not supposed to get high. You're supposed to have health benefits, and it's the same thing with psilocybin. If you took some to the point that you're starting to feel the effects, you took too much, and that's just not the purpose of it. Yes, it is a recreational drug where you can discover great things about yourself, and I do encourage you to trip. I do, but when it comes down to a daily or weekly basis, this has not only improved my life, but my friends here as well, and everyone we talked to about it in this past week. We've been running into people. And it's funny, it's almost like when you start to take mushrooms, you almost connect with other people around the world who are also microdosing and taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, and it's been happening to us over the past 2 weeks. We'd be funny, you know, we'd love to hear, you know, what you guys have to say about that too, if you've had a similar experience or
Definitely.
not. But it is something that is being studied seriously now, not just by people who enjoy it recreationally. It's being studied all over the world, and the effects are profound, excuse me.
Yep. So I think that's a great place to wrap it up. We're not going to get into the actual profound experiences. That's a whole nother video itself. This is about microdosing. So if you guys have any experiences with microdosing, any questions, please don't be afraid to drop them in the comments. Follow my bro at Storvo, STOORVO, and I will put his handle in the description. I hope you guys have been great. Like I said, my bad for taking so long to post. You know, life happens, but still no excuse, because you guys are my wolf pack and I'm doing this to share with you guys. I hope you guys have been great. Continue to strive and move forward towards your goal, because the only thing that stops you is yourself. Stay persistent and it will happen. So like I said, guys, until next time, remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace!